Yo, it's your boy, Big Mike Raider. And we got a special one for you. We're going to talk about Aiden O'Connell and what Coach JB thinks about our quarterback, possibly our starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders. But before we get into it, guys, I need for you guys to do one thing. Like the thumb. Actually, more than one thing. We're going to like the thumb. We're going to hit the sub, and we're going to share with your folks. Guys, let's jump into it.
This is one of them hits now. Heard back from Earth, we just shot a few of my shits down. It's safe to say I'm totally pissed. Wow, my cloaking device is just malfunction. Guess it's time for a sit down. This is the problem I got with humans, mostly the common man. Constantly fucking with energy they don't understand. Always thinking they got the upper hand. The G-forces for my maneuvers can snap your spine like a rubber band. I shouldn't waste my time, they ain't half as nice. Put a Red Bull in your coffin so your ghost can have wings in the afterlife. Let's rock and roll like a belly dancer's rhinestone. It was my idea to shake the pineal gland like a pine cone. My thoughts create hurricanes, tornadoes, and cyclones. A punch for me is like an avalanche of granite and limestone. You live here, now this is my home. I neuralize both your retinas, you wake up staring at the screen of your iPhone. Confused by the light plus the high tone. And now we connected from the microchip I placed next to your thigh bone. It's hard to understand cause you're mind blown, but I gotta cut communication. Your government just scrambled they spy drones.
That voice speaking Sumerian, the oldest language in human history.
I can't explain it.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Big Mike Raider, writer and contributor for Planet Raiders. Guys, go check out planetraiders.com for future articles, breakdowns, everything you need as far as Raiders coverage goes in the future, short time and down the line. We're going to have everything you need on planetraiders.com. Go ahead and check it out. But guys, I want to show you guys what I found on YouTube. I do my morning routine. I listen to my guy, Coach JB, Compton's finest, former head coach. He was on Last Chance U with Netflix. You guys know him from there. He has a podcast with Big Smitty, and I listen to every day. Today, he had a guest, former NFL quarterback Sean King. He played for the Bucs, was a journeyman. He was in after the Bucs, he was with a few teams. I think it was the Cardinals and I think the Colts after that. And then he kind of moved around the arena leagues and CFL, became a head coach, not a head coach, but he became a coach and an analyst. So well-versed guy, Sean King. And they were talking about dark horses in the NFL as far as quarterbacks go and the chances of teams that didn't make the playoffs to make the playoffs this year, particularly in the AFC. But guys, I want to show you what they said about Aiden O'Connell because these guys were pretty high on Aiden O'Connell, Sean King and Coach JB. And I want to do a reaction based on what they said. But guys, without further ado, let's jump into it.
Hey, who are you expecting, Sean? Who are you expecting that no one's talking about to have a breakout type of year?
Here's my dark horse. Aiden O'Connell.
I've had him on my high list too. So
Aiden O'Connell. If you go back and look at Purdue, he played masterfully in some major upsets at Purdue under Coach Braum. This coach gets his second go-around as an OC, so he'll have learned some things from what happened in Chicago. He's got good weapons. They added a tight end, Buck Bowers, to go with Mayer. Then they got Devontae and Jay outside. It wouldn't surprise me if O'Connell ends up being a legitimate, top 15 quarterback at the end of the year. That would be the one that wouldn't surprise me. That's kind of on nobody's radar.
I said it. I said, watch it. I said it last year. Yeah. I said it last year because I know a buddy of mine coached them at Purdue, and I played for Braum in the Arena League. So I know that what he said about the guy, and listen, we could say all the things we want. I think the offense is perfect for him with AP on the defensive side of things as the head coach. And you know what I mean. A lot of cats won't understand it, but we stay away from that side and understand we're going to draft for him, not put too much on him, isolate Devontae one-on-one, double tight end sets, two mismatches in tight ends which is huge in the NFL, creates another gap in the run game, and creates dictation of the safeties. I can see a lot of one-on-one to Davante Adams and him getting comfortable, and we'll see. I think that's helped. Is the AFC West going to be much more competitive, though? Do you think the Raiders and the Chargers can at least compete? I don't know if the Denver Broncos are there. I think they'll still be better than people think, but I don't think they're going to be a playoff team. But are the other three playoff teams possible?
To me, the AFC is kind of up in the air a little bit. We don't really know what Buffalo is. You know, now that Gabe Davis and Diggs and all those guys are gone, they lost some old linemen. Miami's hard to put your finger on, you know, because they already were average on defense. They lost Christian Wilkins and, you know, some of those guys on defense. So I don't know. The AFC kind of up for grabs. I don't think the AFC is black and white as people may think. I mean, is Jacksonville going to bounce back and be better? I mean, you guys know how I feel about Thomas Jr. You know, I thought he's the best rookie wide receiver, you know, in this draft. So I don't know, JP. I wouldn't be surprised if Harbaugh has the Chargers playing good football and AP has the Raiders playing good football. I wouldn't be surprised because I don't think the AFC is as top heavy as it has been.
Yeah, I agree.
Unknowns.
I agree.
So that's what Sean King had to say on the Coach JB show with Big Smitty. Here are my thoughts on that one. I think he's absolutely right. I think that Aiden O'Connell, for one, I think he's going to win the starting spot over Gardner Minshew. I think that that is if I had to put a bet down, I would definitely do it. I heard somewhere that it's a plus 150, but that's besides the point. I would put a lot of money on that for Aiden O'Connell to emerge as the starting quarterback. And also, you know, Sean King made a good point that, you know, the two tight ends is going to help him out. The weapons that are going to be around Aiden O'Connell is only going to help him out as a quarterback. Now, when you have a special receiver like a Davante Adams that you can manipulate as an offensive coordinator and move him around and be that, you know, put him in situations where you're isolated one-on-one, especially when you got two tight ends that can break a game as well. And you know, before that, you want to establish the run game. So you're going to move a safety up, putting a guy like Davante Adams in a situation where he's only looking at, you know, kind of one guy, a one-on-one situation, or, you know, if there is a safety kind of over there, the single high safety is right there to kind of cheat over on Davante Adams. Now you got a guy like Jacoby Myers to go and kind of go for that home run shot, as well as, you know, you have two stud tight ends that you pick your poison. And I think for that kind of situation is ideal for a quarterback who may not necessarily have the elite abilities, but is coachable, can get the job done, and can definitely play the quarterback position to the proper extent. Now, Coach JB said it perfectly. It fits well with what the Raiders are trying to do as far as building a team on defense and putting a lot of pieces on offense to help him out, to make him look better. You're not asking for Aiden O'Connell to, you know, throw 35 points, get 35 points per game and carry the team. That's why you got weapons around him on offense and on defense to play complementary football and put him in good situations via turnovers, interceptions, sacks, things like that. Get him in good field position, give him short fields, and take care of the points much easier than trying to drive a full drive, which has been the Raiders' problem for years and years, not being able to create turnovers and create short fields for the offense. So, you know, the way that Antonio Pierce is building this team, it is very beneficial for a guy like Aiden O'Connell to come in and just do what he's told, not necessarily, you know, like I said, be that guy that's gonna break the stat sheet and throw for 350, 400 yards, but throw for about 200 to 250 and play very clean football and be that sort of game manager to get you some wins and let the defense kind of do the rest. And also, build that offensive line, which we've done by adding Jackson Powers Johnson and keeping most of our guys for continuity purposes to really build that offensive line and making them sound on not only pass blocking, but when it comes to running the ball too. Running back by committee is also going to help Aiden O'Connell kind of land softly as far as being that starter in the league. I think that is very beneficial for him this season. Now, as far as being a playoff team, Sean King also said it perfectly. Like, this isn't the AFC that we've seen in years past. There are teams that are for sure that you can lock in and say that they're likely going to make the playoffs. The Kansas City Chiefs, the Baltimore Ravens, and you can even argue and say, like, you know, Cincinnati Bengals barring injury, right? But outside of that, everybody else is kind of a question. Like the Dolphins, they lost one of their top defenders to us, which also helps our case of making the playoffs, right? Defense is going to be one of the best in the league on paper right now if we had to really rate it. The Dolphins, not so great, as good as they were last year, minus a couple of pieces on defense. The Bills losing a top receiver on that end. The Browns not necessarily having a Nick Chubb to kind of come in there. What's going to happen with them at quarterback? The Chargers, first year head coach, still trying to figure things out. And a bunch of other teams in the AFC that are kind of in question. The Bengals, are they going to come back and be that team that made it to the Super Bowl? Is Burrow going to come out healthy? So in saying all that, if you really look at the grand scheme of things in the AFC, it's pretty wide open. There's no for sure shot outside of the Ravens and the Chiefs as far as making the playoffs. Now, there are teams that we could say, oh, have a pretty good shot. But we've seen that time and time again where teams kind of come short and kind of come short of our expectations. And I think the Raiders are on the other side of that, teams that are really not, people aren't really looking at them, but have the pieces, have the recipe to kind of put it all together and really shock some guys. And I think for that reason, I think the Raiders have a solid chance of making the playoffs based on the defense that they have, based on what they're putting forward for Aiden O'Connell, making the game easier for him, putting elite type of playmakers on his side, a sound offensive line, and a running back by committee. To make the playoffs and make it a soft landing for him to be successful. But guys, what do you guys think about that? I think that Coach JB is absolutely on the money with that. Sean King is on the money with it. I wanted to share that with you guys. But guys, that is all I have to say about that one. Before I get out of here, make sure you guys like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
This is one of them hits now. Heard back from Earth, we just shot a few of my ships down. It's safe to say I'm totally pissed. Wow, my cloaking device is just malfunction. Guess it's time for a sit down. This is the problem I got with humans, mostly the common man. Constantly fucking with energy they don't understand. Always thinking they got the upper hand. The G-forces from my maneuvers can snap your spine like a rubber band. I shouldn't waste my time, they ain't half as nice. Put a Red Bull in your coffin so your ghost can have wings in the afterlife. Let's rock and roll like a belly dancer's rhinestone. It was my idea to shake the pineal gland like a pine cone. My thoughts create hurricanes, tornadoes, and cyclones. A punch for me is like an avalanche of granite and limestone. You live here, now this is my home. I neuralize both your retinas, you wake up staring at the screen of your iPhone. Confused by the light plus the high tone. And now we connected from the microchip I placed next to your thigh bone. It's hard to understand cause you're mind blown, but I gotta cut communication. Your government just scrambled they spy drones.
That voice speaking Sumerian.